You see, life is full of challenges. There is no doubt about it. Even the gods and rishis and saints and seers all had to go through, are going through. No one is free from challenges. No one is free. Because the very nature of jiva is to struggle in the nature. Once that jiva liberates from this, then it is absolutely free. That's called the moksha. Freeing from the nature. But you have to stay with the nature as long as you have body, you have mind, you have intellect. You have to stay with the nature. You got to. So what intelligence says? Learn to deal with it. So simple. Learn to deal with it. You cannot change the nature outside. Nature is not your product. So you cannot change it. So what you can do? You change. That's also simple. So simple. Don't try to change the external world. You change. Very simple. Which one is easier? Changing the external world is easier. Changing one's own self is very, very difficult. Very difficult. That's why we're all interested in changing others. My son has to become all right, my daughter has to become all right, this, that, my God, my daughter has to be all right. They're all. What about you? No, sorry. That God has to change, not me. I can change others, but God has to change me. One day you sit and watch your entire life activity. 99% we are all interested in changing others. 99%. My mother-in-law has to change, my husband has to change, my wife has to change, the house has to change, vastu, so many things. Change. Okay, your expectation is okay. My mother-in-law has to change. But along with the mother-in-law, daughter-in-law is also changing? No. That is... So the spiritual master says, don't try to change the world. Leave it. Let it. Then what freedom I have, what power I have? I have the power to change myself. I have the power to change myself. With all these camps and programs and this one, it is providing me an excellent opportunity to change myself. So you are all my teachers. By looking at you, I am changing myself. Whether you are changing or not, that's not my area. I don't know. But I am changing. Constantly I am changing. Every minute I am changing. I watch myself. I see myself. I try to understand. And I see where is the block. How I can remove the block. It may not happen in 1 day or 2 days, but constantly becoming aware of that. That's why meditation is a dynamic process. It is not a passive process. It's a very dynamic 24 hours. This kind of meditation has to go on. So the very dynamic part of meditation is art of looking, art of listening. very powerful, dynamic process. Is it possible for me to watch, to observe, to look, without bringing my prejudices there? Can I do that? I don't bring any conclusions, any judgments, any preconceived concepts. Is it possible for me to see in that space of freedom? Are you seeing the beauty of it? It means no one has taught us how to look. Right? We have been looking, but we are not looking. We have been listening, but we are not listening. We are not listening. So looking is not there, listening is not there. Hope I am not complicating. So if you practice this kind of meditation, 24 hours you will start meditating. 24 hours. 24 hours you will start meditating. Every pain, every sensation, every movement, every activity is going to provide you a lesson. This is what precisely Ramana Maharshi took the posture. Nanyar, who am I? That's all. For every question, Ramana's answer, who am I? Nanyar. So ultimately, reaching yourself, understanding yourself is meditation. But the problem with all of us is we try to understand through some agency. Through some agency. So can I for some time, can I keep that agency away and can I see? So where I have to really work, transformation of the mind is an activity where I need not invest anything. It's all in one thing, that is change your attitude, that's all. So the entire meditation is a process of changing your attitude. Changing your attitude. To change my attitude, what am I supposed to do? Look at the present attitude you have, and that's all. Look at what kind of attitude you have at present. How your mind consciously, unconsciously, knowingly, unknowingly reacting to the situations. Watch it. Watch your own self. Watch your own self. And when you start doing it, automatically the noise in you disappears, the silence enters. Now we are adding noise to the noise. If you are able to move from noise to silence, then you are moving towards your own self. That's why for masters, sitting with oneself is an enjoyable activity for them. Many times we wonder in that Himalaya, a small cottage, there hours together, months together, sitting in one small kutia. How are they spending time? If you ask them, they say we are too busy. We are too busy. Because I met many such sadhus. They say we are too busy. Please see this. We are also busy, is it not? They are also busy, we are also busy. We are busy in creating noise, they are busy in experiencing silence, that's all. Both are busy. Both of us, we are busy.